The best way to do it is by asking some probing questions during the sales call. And again, this is why sales calls are so important, because you're gathering data and you're establishing your authority and you're selling all in a sales call. Whereas if you just send people an email list with your hourly price, say, I just need to jump into a call, scope out your project and figure out where they're a good fit. Basically feeling out how much they make per customer. So if you're selling digital marketing, it's pretty easy because you can ask them what's their revenue and what's their digital marketing budget. If you can't do that, you have to ask things like, where do you picture this business in 3 years? How many customers do you have a month? What are the customers worth to you? Questions like that. If you still can't get any numbers out of them, you need to take a softer approach, in which case I would do things like start to do what's called bracketing. So you start to drop numbers into the conversation to gauge the reaction. I would say something like, well, in the past, here's a project we've done, show them it on a screen share, and then go, our client for this project invested somewhere in the range of, 1,500 to 3 grand for this brand, and make it a wide range, and then basically gauge a reaction. And if they fall out their chair, then you were probably too expensive. In terms of rule of thumb, have in your head your minimum amount that you want for that project. Everyone will have this number. Make it a number that you're comfortable with. But always have a minimum rate of what you want for that project. And now remember, that minimum rate is your bottom minimum level of investment that you would take on for that project. And you can tell people that. You can say, our minimum level investment for a project like this would be, £1,000. Usually it ranges between 1,000 to 3,000. Are you comfortable with those numbers? And if they balk or they skirt around it, at this point, don't waste any more time, because you know that they don't have the money or the budget to afford you, and it's just a waste of your time and their time. And you can politely, don't just hang up on them, man. Like, tell them, here's some free resources that I can give you to do it yourself, or I can refer you to a cheaper designer. And usually what I do during the sales calls is just preempt that objection by saying to them, again, this kind of comes back to authority and building authority and operating from a position of surplus and having a cap of the number of clients. But that's why we do these things, because you can then say with confidence, I'm not the cheapest, but I do provide the best value. And if you want to work with me, it might be expensive, but here's the results we provide, and show them. And then obviously you've got to deliver those results. Your value-based pricing only works if you're delivering value. It's just you've got to have the confidence that you're delivering value from your services. But really, that's why value-based pricing always beats hourly pricing.